Welcome back, Alpha Hunters. Hope you guys are doing well. The market has closed for October the 28th, or the week of October the 28th. And if we kind of just recap real quick, kind of what I mentioned last week, or in last week's Market Outlook video, off of the bullishness that we saw last Friday, October the 21st, that Friday, I mentioned expect early bullishness this week. Okay. And then when we get to the middle part of the week, expect probably some sideways movement, and then we'll probably finish out the week Friday being bullish. Now, I didn't expect Friday, even today, to be as bullish as it was. Even yesterday, as we were kind of looking at this on the live stream, I wasn't expecting Friday to be as bullish as it was. Kind of getting almost all the way up to the 390 level. It got really close to that. It got up to 389.52 on the SPY. So it was just kind of interesting to see how some of that kind of played out this week. But I don't know how much more we're going to go higher. This next week's going to be a little difficult. But let's just kind of get into looking at a few things. I'm going to keep this very quick, short, to the point, and we'll look at a few other things just a little bit later on in the video. But real quick, let's just recap kind of what went on this week. Saw some early buying on the SPY, quick retest early Monday, and then it just kind of continued to chop higher as it went into the first hour of Wednesday. Once it got there, then it started to pull back a little bit and kind of settle in, and just kind of basically continued to pull back as tech earnings continued to come out mostly throughout the whole week. I'm sure many of y'all, if you follow the stock market, you saw some news. Meta got crushed, Amazon got crushed, Google and Microsoft did not have good earnings. Basically, out of all the big ones, Apple did pretty good. They did okay. Kind of sluggish on the iPhone side of it, but they beat on top and bottom line. I'm not going to go into all the tech earnings, mostly because I have a very busy weekend. And then Friday didn't really gap really anywhere. There was just wasn't anything crazy. And then we just saw extreme buying the whole day. Just felt like very topish kind of pattern on the market here for what we've seen. I'm going to go to hourly time frame. Really kind of what we've seen over the past about week and a half or so. This just felt very weird how much buying we saw today for Friday. So kind of interesting to see that. We're definitely starting to get more into those bearish positions. We were doing that a little bit this week. Did a little bit of that on Wednesday. Also did a little bit of that on Friday. So just kind of interesting to see how much bullishness kind of came in today. And, I'll be looking probably a few more spots on the way up. If it continues to kind of trickle higher here over the next week or two, I'll be looking to get a little bit more bearish at a few more spots. We'll be watching some of that in the live stream, 2 p.m. Easterns in the afternoon, okay? Now, this next week, we're going to have a busy week, okay? We're going to continue to have earnings coming out, but we are going to have Fed on Wednesday. Now, the meeting is going to start Tuesday, and then we will go into Fed Day on Wednesday. This next week, I'm not really sure. We ended the week very strong. I would expect us to continue bullish a little bit this next Monday, okay? I don't really know after that. I don't expect much bullishness kind of after that. I'd expect a little bit more of a pullback and probably a settle out maybe by Wednesday morning before the Fed. I expect a little pop early Monday and probably start some pullbacks until we get to the Fed Wednesday. At that point in time, I don't know, all bets are off, kind of just because anytime they've seen to talk this year, the market has just gotten absolutely just trashed. So it's going to be very interesting to see kind of what they say, because it's not going to be about the 75 basis point increase that they're most likely going to do. I think everybody knows that's what they're going to do, and that's going to come out at 2 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. It's going to be the 30 minutes after that. That is when they start the press conference. It's going to be the narrative. What are they watching? What kind of mindset are they in about future rate increases? Because we're already starting to see a lot of the economic turmoil coming from the rate increases. So it's going to be interesting to see what the narrative is that they are putting out there. My expectation is the Fed is going to stick to their guns on inflation. We are not seeing inflation come back down as aggressive as I believe they would like it to be. I think they will probably just stick to their guns, but they could hint at the possibility of slowing down the rate increases as we go into December and possibly early into 2023. I don't know if they're going to say, okay, we're just going to stop. I don't think they'll say that, but I think they might just slow it down to maybe 50 basis point increases and then possibility of a 20 basis point increase if they start to see inflation, CPI data, and that kind of stuff kind of start to move stronger downward. So this next week will be very busy. We'll kind of see. I'll be in the live stream if you want to definitely hop in there. I'll be starting the live stream Wednesday about 10 minutes early. So it'll be about 1:50 Eastern time. And, we'll just kind of see what the Fed's talking about, what the interest rate decision is. And, we'll be listening to the press conference. They tell you what they're expecting going forward. And they've been very honest and blunt so far this year. So been paying off pretty much to listen to them. But I am expecting actually after the Fed meeting on Wednesday, I think we're going to get a pop on the market. I do think we'll get the lift. I think we'll get some early selling before the Fed early next week, the first half of next week. And then I think we'll see a pop on the market as I think the Fed might start to hint at when they're going to start to slow down interest rate increases and stuff like that and kind of what they're looking at. And then that might push us up over the 390 level. And at that point in time, I would start to be pretty bearish. I would start to be pretty bearish. Anyways, that's what I'll be looking for. And I don't know kind of how that might play out. Maybe we do get trashed Wednesday, and then maybe we start to push back higher Thursday, Friday, and then going into the following week. We might see, but I would expect us to go a little bit higher than some of this that we've hit here recently. So one of the things I wanted to talk about over the past 2 weeks, but kind of slowly been getting into it. 2 weeks ago, showed off some analytics about this kind of data set that we kind of been gathering. This week we kind of worked on in the live stream, possibility of target zone. Sometime in January around the 315 level seems to meet a lot of the analytics. Yeah, that's just kind of what we're targeting for possibly the next bearish move. We'll see if that works out, but so far a lot of these analytics have been working out pretty good. But what we want to understand is really about these bearish moves. Looking at the financial crash and then looking here at the tech bust, these bearish moves, the breakdown below the previous low, these are pretty big moves that start to happen later on in the bear markets, right? So, we want to just understand why that is, okay? So a big reason why that is, if we're just looking here at the daily chart, I'm going to back it out and look at the whole year, kind of take into account the all-time high and some of the recent price action. I'm going to put on there the 100 and 200 moving average as well. So we got 5 moving averages on here. We got the 10, which is the blue line. I know there's 2 blue lines here, but the lighter blue line is the 10 exponential moving average. Gold line here is the 20 exponential moving average. Then we got the gray line, which is the 50. We got a gold line also here, which is the 100 moving average. And then the dark blue line, which is the 200 moving average. So what we can see here is we're definitely been trading below all of these on a daily, right? We broke below them back in March and April, and we definitely been under the 100 and 200, okay? So I'm gonna then go out to a weekly, okay? And what we can see on a weekly, I'll zoom in a little bit, is we recently, the past couple weeks ago, we got down to the 200 on a weekly, okay? And so every time we start to just break down, the moves typically get a little bit larger because that's how much room is between a lot of these support levels, right? And, as you break through some of these moving averages, there's not really a good support level until you get to the next moving average, right? So if we break down again and we get below the recent low that we had 2 weeks ago, well, we're going to have to go to a monthly time frame. So if we go to a monthly time frame, well, you can see that we got to the 50 exponential moving average, which is about where the 200 is on the weekly. So if we break that down again, the next real support level we're going to have is roughly down where the 100 on a monthly time frame is. And currently, as of right now, it's around the 290 area. Okay. So if we expect, maybe out in 2-3 months that we might get down to that level, maybe by January or February, that'll be around the 310, 315, 320, 300 type area. It'll be somewhere in that level. maybe down to 295. Not really sure. I'm not going to hold out for it. I'm not going to hold my breath for that. But that is typically why the later you go into bear markets, why you have a lot larger breakdowns. The moves to the bear side are a lot more violent because there's just a lack of support levels. There's a lack of moving averages to have as a support. Okay. So just wanted to kind of show that off this week. I'm going to keep it kind of simple, that way you can kind of see that, and then if we break down that 100 moving average on the monthly, the 200 way down here, way down here. I don't think we'll break the 100 on a monthly, and I don't think we'll break it and hold it. This bearish market, I think we'll probably go on a pretty good little bullish run, and then maybe revisit that possibly, years down the line. But I don't think that's going to happen this bearish market. But the next time we break down, there's not much really left below except for some previous highs, which those might be good spots where we might stop for a day or a week or 2 weeks and then maybe keep on rolling. But yeah, there's not much as far as moving averages to really kind of help support and lift up and give the market that bounce. Okay. So that's kind of why the farther you go into bear markets, typically the moves get more and more aggressive to the bearish side. So I just kind of wanted to show that off and kind of call that out as to why that is. So we'll see what happens in this bearish market. But yeah, this next week's going to be really interesting with the Fed on Wednesday. So we'll just have to wait and see what kind of comes out of it. But I just expect volatility. That's about the one thing I can guarantee coming out of Wednesday. But I just also want to congratulate the channel for 200 subs. We just hit that on Friday today. Congratulations to the channel. Thank you for everybody that's subbing and helping support. Definitely appreciate it. Not trying to make a killing here, just trying to help out people with anything that they can possibly need to help out. Just track the market, learn about stocks, learn about investing, learn about hedging, learn about options, whatever it is. Obviously, the channel is called Options Trading, specialize in a lot of options. But if you need help in any way, here, just ask. If I don't know the answer, I definitely know enough about finance where we can go look it up and I can help guide you into the right area to kind of stay out of the areas that sound like they're BS and stay in the areas that this sounds more correct than not. Okay. Just want to help in any way I can. So if I can, I will. And let me know if I can help you in any way. Alpha Hunters, y'all have a great weekend. I will be at my cousin's wedding all day Saturday. So looking forward to that. And, we'll see what next week holds, but we should have a great week next week. And I'm sure it'll be an active one. Anyways, Alpha Hunters, thank you very much.